So hey y'all, it is just me, Audrey Elaine. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that bell so you can get the notifications of when I am on. I'm saying a date to you guys because I am a little bit late than I normally be. I was out. I actually met up with my best friend and my sister and my cousin, and we just did a girls empower purpose conversation. It was really good. I love that. It was just amazing for just to get some stuff out, some stuff that I wasn't prepared to kind of get out and talk about, but I'm glad that I did get it out and talk about it, because I want to release things up out of me that don't need to be in me. And I'm not embarrassed about what's going on within my marriage and my home and anything like that. I just was like, certain things I didn't need to kind of voice out and talk about yet, because is this what you want me to say, God? Is this the time for me to get it out? Because I don't want to come off as a bitter or angry or resentful or just pissed. I don't want to have to live in a headspace of wanting to plead and tell my side of the story. There is no side for it. I really truly enjoy the fact that God is taking me into a purpose, and he has a purpose for me and a promise for me. So I don't need to get people on a side or tell my side of the story, because the truth will be revealed. You can only mask a behavior, and you can only mask darkness and deception, but everything comes to light. Everything comes to light. So it's no need for me to get out and get people to rally on my side. Like, there is no side. I have children to keep in mind, and there's no side for them. They have two parents that are going through this, and I don't need to have where my children can always have this feeling or thinking that it could possibly be, is it me? Is it my fault? Why didn't this person try more? Why did this person do that? So I don't want that kind of feeling for them. And I love the fact that, as I said, I want to just give it to God, because I know all of this that's going on is actually a purpose for it. There's a reason for it, and I love it and enjoy it. So today, remember, I told you guys there's gonna be more that be told to you today. I just knew something was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to be this, but I am grateful in a lot of ways, because I was like, God, what do I do? What do you want this to be? What is the purpose of what, I talked with him and asked him, what is the purpose of this video? What is it for? And he spoke and said, release. I did not know I was going to go and have it released today. I was fine with, I thought the release would be like, I've been having phlegm and all that kind of stuff. It could possibly be that. I didn't know that it would be a release of just letting go things and letting God take over. I had to apologize because I did some cussing, and I don't like the cuss. I think that for me, when you get to a certain age, and it is for me that I had to say, God, please, you take control of my mouth. I don't need to say that. And even though people will say you may have been mad at that moment, it's still no excuse. I don't want to behave like that. It's not necessary for me. It's not necessary for a growth, no matter what was going on. So I had to ask God, please forgive me, because I don't like that. The power is in our tongues. The power is in our tongues, and that's not powerful to cuss because you can or something. We can't. We shouldn't. It doesn't need to be done. It doesn't make you even powerful. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you anything. It just is something that I don't like to do. I don't like to do. So I had to make sure I get a grip of my emotions and everything. It's okay to express them, but it's not okay for you to sit up there and come out of something of or come out of purpose, come out of being, powerful, to think you can say something that doesn't need to be said. So I enjoyed my powwow and my powwow of purpose. And that's the one thing that I'm like, man, I do like it when I tell you the release is off of me and something, because I remember I told you guys that I'm hearing stuff about myself that is being spread out and said about me. And I know who it is coming from, but it's so funny that I just have to let it go. I am not no victim in any of this. I didn't know that the person, my husband, I don't like to talk about it in badness because he is my husband. I don't wish him well. I mean, wish him bad. I wish him well. There's no need for me to carry any animosity or any bitterness or want something bad for him. I truly believe the best thing I can do is to make sure I still honor, respect, and I wish and pray for him all the great success for him. I do. And I don't just say it. I truly do mean it. Why? Oh, Jesus, they doing the fireworks down here. Ooh. And I wish him well in what it is he needs to do. And wish that let's just keep our friendship as a friendship. We do have children, so we have to make sure we are working together for them, working and proceeding and going forth for them. You and I don't have to be a you and I no more for us. We are a togetherness for them. And it was just weird to hear certain conversations that it's funny. People will be like, you can't listen to it, and I don't like to hear stuff from people, but I will tell you this. It's so weird because I am hearing stuff from multiple people, and I just have to leave it with God and say, you know what, God, you handle this, because not all information that comes to my ears or any of our ears do we necessarily have to then entwine it into our spirits. We don't have to do that. We don't have to carry it with us where it can mess with our minds. That's not a productive thing for us. Keep in mind now, we're in purpose. And purpose does not stunt us down in the ground. Purpose does not keep us a hold into a bad negative space. Purpose can only move forward. Purpose can only be where it could grow us and help us and nourish us. So nobody talked bad, and that was a great thing. I like the thing that it was people stated things, but nobody sat there and wanted to beat down. And it was so funny because you got to make sure that you don't be, like I said, just living in all of the wrong of things. I love the purpose of, yes, I am getting a divorce, but I don't see it as a bad thing. Some people may see it as that. I truly thank God for it because the growth that comes from it is so wonderful for me. I wasn't this last year at all. I mean, and even though we're about to be coming up on the year of the infidelity on my husband and everything, it was well before that court act that this came out. It was more so the whole thing of it needed to come out the way that it did for God to say, see, I need you. And some people are like, why you bring God in it? Let me tell you, this wasn't like a thing that just came up. This has been going on. However, I had blinders up. And nobody could tell me anything because I just truly believe when it comes to marriage, you shouldn't open your mouth and speak within a marriage. If you don't know the right things to say, the best thing for you to do is shut up and be a listening ear, but also make sure that you're a listening ear to tell somebody, this is something that you should not talk with me. You need to talk to somebody who can professionally help you. And not too many of us do that. We have to make sure we do that in the right manner, in the right way. When it comes to marriage, for me, you cannot, that's an area that nobody needs to go in and touch. And the best thing for it is, I am in a process now of getting like interviews together, because I've been coming across people who have been in relationships, like they met back up from dating when they were in high school and stuff like that. And one of my things that I want to do is an interview on some couples that just go over marriage and everything. And even for all the years that they have input and intertwined with one another, I feel like you can learn from that. And I like just one of the ladies who I talk with, her and her husband, of how every marriage is different. However, we also have to know within that marriage, every person, the wife is different and the husband is different. And to not lose sight of who you are, because you're growing with a person, but don't cut your growth off for you, because that's how you make your marriage within stronger. When you continue to grow and you continue to do and everything like that, because that's how you get intertwined in with the fact of your growth and everything, and you can grow better within your marriage to your spouse, when you don't lose who you are. And I felt for a lot of years that I was intertwining into my marriage. So did I slack somewhere? Did maybe he slack somewhere? Because I felt, for me, I can't speak for him, that I wish I would have been able to seek counsel earlier when I felt the shift. I kind of wanted to handle it on my own when I really didn't necessarily need to handle it on my own. I should have spoke up then. But I truly thank God for a lot of things that I didn't, because I don't think I would have been prepared for where he's taking me now. I truly see the fact that my divorce is really meant to happen, because I have been finding who Audria Lane is. I go out, I treat myself to all kinds of things, and it's not even where I'm spending unnecessary money. What I go out and do is just the things that make me happy. I'm finding out that I love art. I'm finding out that I love to go and be of service and help to others, and not have to worry about what am I really doing this for? Am I doing this for so I can say, hey, I did this? Or am I doing this because this is the purpose God needs me to do, to go out and celebrate and connect with people? And if I don't do that for me, that is a stunt for growth. I really truly believe we need to celebrate one another. Nobody should ever want to hinder someone. I was talking and I said that I don't want to live in a place of where, when God is moving me forward in the shift, that I don't owe anybody anything of why I am moving the way that I am moving. That's between me and God. You can see it and you can celebrate it and you can be, oh, I'm happy for you and I thank you for it. But at the same time, I am only doing this because I and my Father, me and him has had a talk, and we have sat down and we're on the one accord with one another of where he wants to move me. And it's really weird because sometimes I want to really question, but I have to stop questioning him because it's a purpose in what he's doing. I can't surrender and submit to him, but still want to fight against it. So I've been praying that I don't fight against what it is he is doing in me, that I don't rebel with it, that I still go out to make sure I get up, because this growth process for me is so uncomfortable. But growth is uncomfortable. So I love the fact that everything that is going on has truly been growing me. Today, I've met a couple that it was so crazy to meet these people, and we just kind of clicked and bind and everything, and it was amazing because one, I love this lady outfit. It was sharp, and her whole earrings and all that setup. I was like, you was in my closet and you took my stuff. You owe me my stuff back. It was just funny, but I was like, this woman is sharp. And we had a great conversation, and he wanted to pray for me because she was like, babe, you should pray with her and everything like that. And I had to stop him. And it wasn't that he did anything or anything like that. I've been learning that I have to talk and pray with God myself, because how many people for me have I gone to pray for me, and prayer does go a long way. I thank you guys and those who have prayed for me and everything, because God has been moving and listening and doing, so I appreciate it. But it starts with me to make sure that I am in communication with him. That's a part of our relationship. That's a part of the growth in our relationship, the bond in our relationship, that I can go to him and I can talk to him, and he and I move together because I'm on that accord with him, that I am aligned with him. So it's just been amazing to meet this couple and go forth and talk. And in the midst of me doing that, we exchanged info, and we have been like thriving hard and moving hard. And it's been wonderful. And now I am finding out, y'all about to hear my thing because the cops is right here and they are doing something, and I just want to get in the house. So I'm backing up. So excuse me, guys. But it was just amazing to me that you know that it was amazing for us to kind of connect. But I like to have my own, talk with him. Our whole thing is, how many prayers can you have, which can be a lot, but where is your communication and talk with him? Where do you open up your mouth and talk with him? Because he'll go, he'll move, but you have to make sure that you have the conversation with him. And it's a wonderful thing. A wonderful thing. I truly appreciate where God is moving me to. Jesus, it's amazing. It is amazing. So the growth is something. Sorry guys, I had to kind of, park, but I'm back on. But the growth that God is doing in me is so amazing. I love the fact that where I would kind of run from and not wanna do, and I am so open for it now, because just when you surrender and let God take over things for you, he literally moves mountains. He literally, handles a lot. I can't even tell you guys how much peace I have. It is so amazing to have peace. Yeah. I love it. You know, talking with, people, and learning from people and opening up to people is amazing. I actually ran into someone today who has this brilliant mindset. I used to work with him years ago, and to run into him, I just like, wow, God. I mean, amazing for me to just see him. It was nice to just see him. And when you ask God to help you and send people your way, He does. So I had this, and I didn't say it, but now I am. Thank you, God, because it what I'm trying to get out for Him. He sends people your way, especially when he knows that what he needs it to be done for, what the purpose of it is. And this man is just one of many that can help me. And it was just amazing because we didn't even talk about all of that. We literally just talked about us and catched up on us. And it was, I was so like happy to see him. I mean, I gave him like the biggest hug, and it was just amazing that when you open up yourself to just the growth, God does place people in your life and sometimes back into your life, and I like the fact because things that I wouldn't even probably have done before, or I felt like, where would I be utilized? Where would this girl kind of fit into? Where would I kind of be? I don't have the best background in education and all of that stuff. We got to stop selling ourselves short. We have to stop, because that fear will get in the way and block you, and you don't want it to block you, because you start listening to something. We have to know that we have that faith as small as a mustard seed. God will grow us. We are so much more, and a lot of the times it starts, not a lot of the times, it starts with us, and a lot of the times after that we allow other people sayings get in our head. Don't you know the enemy is always at work? But who works for the greater in us is that's God. That is God. So we cannot live in fear. One thing I can tell you for myself, when I get on here, I tell you guys, it's a release for me. It's a release of letting things out, because I would kind of keep them hidden in me. But let me tell you, that darkness, it comes to light. That darkness of you hiding things and covering up things and masking things, it comes out. This one particular year with COVID, and I say it, the mask went on and some of our real selves came out. And for me, my thing of what came up out of me, I'm still discovering some things, but not to live in the fear. Get rid of the fear. Not to live in doubt. Get rid of that. That the person you thought you was, and you thought you was built up and better than this, no, you weren't. Get that out of your head. You need growth in areas. Oh, where you thought that you lacked in, you ain't lacked. You was learning in, and now you're growing in. Areas of where I thought that, oh, I can't accomplish, God was like, no, you was still trying to figure things out when I need you to not figure it out. And just trust me when I tell you, this part of spiritual growth for me, I didn't know about this. I didn't know about correction. I didn't know about submitting and letting God do the work, because all we have to do is starts with literally submitting and asking God into our lives, and watch the shift, watch the change, watch the growth. And trust me, it comes faster than what we know, because I was not like this a while ago. I thank him for a lot. I thank him for now me coming on here and just releasing things up off of me and out of me. That's amazing. I love that I can come on here with you guys and we can inspire and encourage one another. I am trying to get some things together for powwow for not all women, but it's nice for just people of every walks of life, mixed races, everything. Because the one thing I always tell you, the commandment is love. That for there's many more. Don't get me wrong, but the commandment of love always hits me. Of making sure you're loving. Love yourself first. We have to love ourselves first. We cannot love others if we don't love ourselves. Excuse me, guys. This cold is still like kind of a little bit in me. I'm just like, ugh. But we have to make sure that we are in purpose. And love has a purpose. It always does. It reigns forever. And we want to make sure that is something that we are always doing. We are always consistent in just loving. It hurts sometimes. It does. But I can tell you, hurt will grow you if you go about getting educated in what that moment is. So, in my case, I don't live in the bitterness of what I'm going through. I'm asking God to grow me and let me know more about it, because I need to make sure that I don't live in anger or anything. Even with everything that's going on within my marriage, I can say I'm really good about it. I live in a peace that I can't even explain sometimes. I thank God for it. It's nobody but Him. Man, Jesus, thank you, because it's something that we have to make sure we don't take it from ourselves. Because if we don't take it from ourselves, we won't allow other people to. We literally have to be mindful that we don't beat up on ourselves first, that we don't destroy and cut ourselves down. Because if we allow ourselves to do it, then people will see that and be trying to do the same thing, and we don't need that. We need to always be, there's a difference of an arrogance. We need to just always be making sure that we are loving and caring and compassion for ourselves, but not that prideful love, not that, oh, I did it by myself type thing. Nope. I you know, when I say love yourself and everything, when I do like the closing and everything, that isn't a boastful thing or a prideful thing. That is really me saying, it took a while for me to get here. And I want you guys to know that it is okay for us to love ourselves. And it's okay for me to love you. It's okay for us to get love from someone else, even if we don't really know them. You don't have to know everything about me. For when I genuinely get out here and I say it to you, the fact that you tune into this channel, the fact that you took time out, your busy day, you all have things, we all have lives, we all have something going on, but the fact that you get on here and you take time out of yourself for you to actually be involved, and like I said, to be a participant, to participate and not spectate, that's a difference. We can't go out there to just spectate. We can't, because spectators are assumers. They assume. They don't know what it is. Participators are always there. They participate in the growth. They participate in, oh my goodness, they're going through a lot, but let me be here to be a helping hand. So we want to make sure that we go out and participate and be productive. And it's even more to being a participant. It's even more than just saying the word of participant. There's more that goes with it. Sometimes we are literally there just for a moment. You ever go where, let's say your children is having like a school fair, and you are a part of putting it together. You don't run everything within it. You participate in what needs to be done in different areas, and sometimes they shift us from where you could be working concessions, where you're going to go and you're going to work an actual like a game, where you might go and you may shift and have to do some sort of speaking. You're going to be everywhere, but the whole thing about it is you want to show up and participate, not show up and spectate. Because when you go and you spectate, you always seem to kind of pick out what could have been done differently. And, oh, I just wanted to see how this would work out. Oh, I'm just here because I'm just here. You know, there are different, when we go to sport events, there is a difference between a fan and a spectator. There are people who will pay just to come to wish the wrong things about it. The people who will come to be living in destruction. There are people, and some people look at it, well, they still paid and they still get this, so I'm still profiting from it. No, we don't want that. We don't want to have that kind of mindset. If you come and you are on here to spectate, if you're at a game and you're there to spectate, me for here, let's just say for this channel, and you're here to spectate, I pray for you, and I pray and I ask God that everything that I say, He comes through me out to you, and it reaches into your ears, and He grabs and hugs your heart, and He changes you. Because you may be sitting here wanting to just get the news, or wanting to be just getting everything that you want to just start poking and prying at. But I pray that God really gets a hold of you and all of us. Because I pray for myself that I don't be a spectator of things. So it's not where I'm pointing just fingers and wanting to blame someone else. No, I say that to myself. Don't go anywhere. Don't be around things where you're going to spectate. If you can't go there and participate and be productive and be in progress, then you don't need to be going. If you can't go and work in love and work in the fact that you want something to be a success and celebrate them in that, don't go. Because we cannot have that mindset. We want to make sure that we are actually loving on people in a great way of, I am really here for your success. We cannot ask God to bless us in areas where we can't go out there and be happy that He's blessing someone else. When I tell you He's a multitasking God, that just because someone else is in their season, and I, for myself, I don't say seasons for me, because even though some are highlighted up in big highlighted, you know, some are underlined, and it's still a success. Not everything is going to be big and bulky, because, you know, God, right now I'm at a point where I thank him for all the little, because if I can't thank him for the little, how can I just thank him and praise him and give him the glory in the big? I need to make sure it starts with the mustard seed, the small mustard seed that is so small but it's so big with at the same time. So I don't just worry about, and I wouldn't even say worry, I just don't focus on, oh God, this blessing season. I don't do the seasons. It's my time every day. I expect it every day. Every day a blessing. Every day that you are spiritually sharpening me. It's not always, and when I say blessings, we gotta make sure we not always saying a material thing or financial thing. It's not always that. God literally, the biggest blessing he ever does for me every day, y'all already know what I'm about to say, is the fact that I wake up. The fact that I wake up, I can plant my feet on the ground and say, thank you, Jesus, for waking me up. That is the biggest thing. And then we go from there. God, your will, not mine today. How can I be of service to you today? You let me know. That is a big thing. That is a big thing. We have to be so grateful for that small, because it's the small, God wants to see if you can handle this. Then I know that small, 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 that small. And look at how my hands is going. You guys might can't see it, but it's actually that I'm pulling back everything to skyrocket you off. But how are you going to be able to keep me as who I am when you just so focused on yourself? He always has to be the number one. He always has to be the focus point. He always has to be the one that our head is always to. Because we can't just sit there and want to get up and do a dance and say, God, I praise and worship you, when we're in the bigness of it. We have to do it in the smallness of it. I mean, I find myself, like I tell you, I'm always up at the altar. I haven't been up at the altar because God has been telling me, you pray and you talk with me. And I've been doing that. Sometimes, like, and that's only been new as of lately. But a lot of the times I have a corner at my church that I just go into with him. And a lot of the times it has not been my corner of sadness. It's my corner of communication with him. I go to that corner and me and him busting it out. I mean busting it out. I be like, God, and my pastor or whoever it could be that's up there preaching, a lot of the times for me, it does be where I am listening so that I can grow within the word, so that I can get spiritually sharpened. However, a lot of the times for me, God was like, okay, I need this part of you right now. And that's what I said. He's multitasking. He can do multiple things because, trust me, he be speaking through whoever is up on that pulpit. And how about this? We need to not get caught up in church that it has to be the pastor, that it has to be, the head pastor. No. God speaks to everyone he sees fit. It scares me sometimes that I really, God, how are you going to utilize me and then he stops me. Like I told you guys, I was questioning him the other day about it. And now I just was like, God, it has to be you. I maybe it's not meant for me to see it right now. Maybe it's not meant for me to see it at all. And it will come to pass when he sees fit and his timing. And I just ask that he be with me through the whole process and carry me right on through. And when I give it to him, it be fine. I mean, it'd be fine because I just have to do it like that. I literally love the fact that sweet surrender. Like I love that I can just truly give my all to him. And I know I need to give more and be consistent with it. I love the fact that he has spoken to me as of lately about how our communication is about to get different because he needs me, and more of me and more of my time. And I just have to go with it because why not? There's no need of it. I don't want to say, oh, wait, hold up 1 minute, God. Why? You need me to sit with you? It's okay. I enjoy it. And how about this? Sometimes we jump right into the conversation, and more so me. But I love that he's always listening, and then he responds when he wants to. But I love the fact that I now truly talk to him and not talk at him and wait for him to respond back. I love the fact that I come on here with you guys and is able to get some things up and out of me. I love the fact that Audrey Lane just be Audrey Lane. I love that I always tell myself, make sure you don't do fakes and fonts because that's not who you are. You don't want to cover it up. That stench and that smell and that dirt pile piles up and it comes out. So I do have things that I still need to get out and release. But I ask God that you tell me in your way and your timing how to do it. Because I don't want to come off where I put myself in the midst of where I want to just talk for me. I don't want that. I truly want it where he speaks to me and through me for it to connect with you guys. This helps me get a lot off so that I can sleep. I sleep so well at night, y'all. Y'all have no clue. This girl went from having to have, I couldn't even tell you the names of the medicines that I had to go to sleep, but something that literally could probably put down a horse. I had to get the medicines out my system because I struggled with pills and I didn't want that again. I don't want that. I have to say, God, please help me every day just because I don't want to get into that behavior again. I end up doing melatonin because it's a natural thing, to the fact I just was like, I don't even want to take this. And even though it's natural, it's still something that has to sit in my body and it takes a while to get out. And I'm not really a water drinker. I'm learning to drink water. It may sound crazy to you guys, but for years, I mean, as a kid, I never was a fan of water. And now God has been telling me, I need you to drink more water because you're going to need growth. You're going to need water. And then my first lady, she talked about it. And then my pastor talked about it. So I'm like, okay, I got to get it. I'm getting it a little bit more. I've been trying to get my water and everything in. I really have been. But I love the fact of the willingness of what I would do when I just want to, I don't want to live in craziness no more. So I really, truly be wanting to, you get on here and you connect with people truthfully because you're not the only one out here in this world that's going through something. And talking with people today is, we're not. And I love the fact that I really want to do this group and this talk with us as women. But I really truly want it to be where don't nobody go run tell that nobody don't want to actually come out and be their self, that nobody wants to come out and just receive, oh, peace, oh, let me get this out, because it's a peace that come with releasing stuff up out of you and getting toxic behaviors up out of you, because there's no wrong way for you to get things up out of you when you want to get peace. And I don't want somebody to tell their story and then somebody go run and tell it, and then it makes somebody not trust. It makes somebody want to feel like, well, dang, this is why I don't connect with women, men, whoever, because I want to do it for women, but also men. But I want people to know that this is the place where I can come, be myself, and what we say here actually accomplishes a purpose, a transformation, because God is sending me around people who are going to help me, that we all can inspire, because we all go through some stuff. We all go through some stuff, and it's so good when we can get it up and out of us. You'll never know who you can learn from, and we have to be open to it. We have to be willing to just put ourselves out there so we can grow. It's so weird for me, because so many years I did not feel like I could talk and trust people, because it was already kind of embedded in me of, this person don't really care about you and all that stuff, and this stuff is not true. The lies that if we go off of this behavior, it doesn't help us grow. I love the fact that Audrey Lane is finding out Audrey Lane, and I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm not giving up my peace. I don't care who it is with anybody. If I feel like it's going to interrupt that is going to send me into the badlands, that is going to be unproductive, that this is a no space place, like I won't be able to grow in this space, that it just continue to close, I don't want to do it. I don't want to live in hurt. I don't want to live in misery. I don't. And how about this? I want to be productive where we all can grow. Because I do tell you this, and I've said it before, and I'm saying it now, that we grow from experiences if we open up and be truly, truly wanting to grow. The best thing I did was ask Jesus to come into my life, reveal me to me. He's been revealing it, and it's so amazing. I've said it before. I just said it not too early in this video. I love it. It truly gives me peace, because it helps me with a lot of areas of my life. It truly does. I love the fact that I can be open. I love the fact that I can sit and talk with people. I love the fact that I can sit, more importantly, and have a conversation with God and just be, chilling. I wasn't like this a while ago. And I say the same thing over and over sometimes in my videos. I repeat myself, and I don't even feel bad about it. Before, I used to be like, oh, I'm trying to come up with a conversation and all that stuff. No, I do a lot of redundant things, and it's okay. I'm not going to beat myself down or be apologetic for it to the point that it makes me feel bad. I may apologize sometimes, and a lot of the times it be like, oh my God, it's funny to me, but a good funny. And it's no longer of I feel like I'm suffocating. I truly love this today. I love telling my story from a victorious point, because I don't want to tell my story and be a victim. I am nobody's victim. And I tell myself, Audrey and Lane, don't make yourself a victim. You're not. Grow in everything you say. Even though things may have been that way and you kinda, didn't know better, you know better now. So do better. Speak better into your lives, guys. We have to speak better into our lives. We have to be persistent in the fact that growth is going to grow us into something that we're asking for a little, and God is going to boom us into a lot. It really takes for us to be willing. Man, I thank God for him. I mean, I say it, but I can't wait for him and I want it years down the line of when I go and he and I have a conversation that he will reveal things to me through my life, and even things that I may not remember, he'll bring it up to me and tell me this is what I did and this is how I reacted, and thank goodness, thank you that you pulled through. Thank you that you was able to get through. And then just now for these couple of weeks and everything, thank you for you changing your life. And I'm going to say it even now, that I live one day at a time with you, God, because I am trying to make sure it's a daily thing for me. And sometimes in the day, it's a moment to moment thing with me. I want growth. I want a spiritual connection with him of like he and I can only understand. Man, I cannot wait to get everything up and going so that, we can kind of tune in with, this. I don't even know what to kind of call it other than us getting together and, sharing and talking things out with one another. I don't need to worry about what he's doing. He always comes up to me and tell me what it'll be later, but I don't need to know what it's going to be. But I can't wait till we are able to get to the realness of ourselves and sit down and talk with people who can help us. I definitely want to have therapists there. I definitely want to have counselors there, pastors, someone more than just ourselves, because I don't want this to be no pity party. We are nobody's pity. This is going to be a purpose powerful prayer, purpose powerful movement, purpose powerful peace. I mean, it's going to be amazing. So I wanted to make sure that I got on, even though this video won't be posted into the 13th of June. I did come on and made sure that I said it was running late, but I want to make sure that I said every day I want to be consistent. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I actually like getting together today, and I was going to go out on a date night anyway. And that date night ended up being wonderful because I went with my best friend. Her and I just busted up. We went to family, my aunt's house, my cousin's house, and we just busted up. We had a good time, and it was amazing. So I wanted to make sure I stayed consistent. Like I said, I'm going to be consistent and do this because I wanted to keep my word. And not only that, it literally, like I tell y'all, helped me sleep at night. It helps me get so much up and out of me. So I thank you guys. You guys make sure y'all know what I'm about to do. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the Just Be Audrey Elaine. Make sure you hit that bell so you can get the notifications for when I'm on. You guys look out because y'all know that shift is here. That shift is here for us. We about to walk into some powerful things. We about to walk into some things where when people may have counted us out, it's okay. You can go ahead because you don't know the hairs on my head. You can't count me out when you don't even know the count. You can't even keep count because it ain't your job too. We have to make sure we just give it up to him. Man, I love it. I love it. We got to make sure we turn to God. And like I told you, when you turn to God and you ask him, and I hope I didn't say God's, because this one, Jesus, thank you. I love the fact that it has truly, truly changed me. I will always praise him for that, because where I was a while ago, I'm so happy I am alive here right now. I am so happy and so grateful that I am alive here. And I do not let anybody try to tell me where I was, because you don't know my story. You have no clue. And not even the ones who feel like they may. No one will know our stories. Only we do. How about some of the times for me? Like I just was saying, things that God and I are going to talk about when I get to heaven, I probably may not all fully know, but he does. So how are you going to tell me my story? Nobody can tell us our story. But we have to be mindful too. Don't want to know things that, like, why do you want to know things? Is it going to be productive? Is it going to be a purpose? Sometimes we have to let it go. Because I asked the question today, and then as soon as I asked it, really, I was like, I don't need to know. I don't need to know. Because, how about this? It's not for me to know. Everything gets revealed. And how about this? It may not always get revealed to us where we need to even be a part of the revealing. He don't. So I'm about to get in this house because I have ice cream. It probably ain't no ice cream now. I meant to take it in and everything, but I did not want to stop my release. I wanted to get it up off of me and out of me. And I feel so much better for just being Audrey Elaine. When I say I love this girl, I love me. I love me. So, I love me. You guys know I love you. And Jesus, I love you so, 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 so much. I truly thank you, and I am so grateful for you. So you guys get some wonderful sleep. Be in purpose. Be productive. And know that you are someone. You are chosen. You are chosen. So, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll be back on tomorrow. well, back on later today because we already into that Sunday, June 13th day. But I'll be back on to share and grow in love with you guys. I thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And let's do this, guys. Bye now.